Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Wabihi nasta'in ala umur dunia waddin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain amma ba'du. Hello everyone. In this visiting lecture series, a collaborative academic initiative between Universitas WAHID HASYIM and CAVITE State University, Philippines. Okay, with us there is Dr. Willy Buklatin. I read your curriculum vitae first. Okay, okay. Dr. Willy Buklatin is a graduate Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering from San Sebastian College, Recollet, the CAVITE, Philippines. So the master degree of engineering with a specialization in manufacturing engineering from the Pamantasan Lungsod, Manila, and the Doctor of Philosophy in Technology Management from the Technological University of Philippines, Manila. His contribution extend beyond the confines of academic and industry as an expert in his field. Dr. Buklatin is a professional industrial engineering and ASEAN engineer where he received his conferment at Sentosa, Singapore, and activity participates in quality assessment initiatives as a commission of higher educational regional quality assessment team member and accreditor for the accrediting agency of charter college and university in the Philippines. Okay, in this vocation we have Dr. Willy C. Buklatin, so I can call you Dr. Willy. Okay. Okay, we have Dr. Willy in this visiting lecture series under the title ECD problem solving process, or we call by EC discipline methodology. We attend in today 17 September 2024, room D14. So we have a presentation from Dr. Willy. I will give you the time for presentation.
Okay, so good afternoon. We are very fortunate that we are allowed to visit UNWAHAS here in Semarang. So we have our very long travel from the Philippines. Then we have our layover to Singapore, around 12 hours. Then from Singapore to Jakarta, and then Jakarta to Semarang. But going back to Semarang to Jakarta, we will try your train for around 6 hours? 4 to 5 hours. So we are very happy that we will be having a new friends, not only in the Philippines, but also abroad here in UNWAHAS. So I just prepared you a presentation. So actually, this is not focused, for example, only for engineering, but also to all discipline. Okay? So we're going to have the 8D problem solving process. Whether you are in the economics, whether you are in engineering, the agri, or the informatics engineering. So regardless of our program, so we can apply this 8 disciplines methodology. It is a one tool on how we can solve a certain problem. Let's say after graduation, 4 years or 5 years from now, or let's say after you finish your degree here at UNWAHAS, and then you join to different company, whether private or the government, or whether in the manufacturing or in the academe. So this might help you, for example, when you encounter several problems, whether in the process or whether in the operation. So our objective, so of course, we're going to understand the benefits and application of the 8D or the 8 discipline. And if we have enough time, we can have an activity related to 8D after our lecture. So for example, we're going to have group 1, group 2, then we come up to the application. So next. So okay, for the introduction, so what is 8D methodology? Are you familiar with this tool? This is your first time to know the 8D tool? Okay, so very good. So we'll give you the process, we'll give you the idea so that you can apply this into the real situation. Okay, so it's more on a method used to approach and resolve problems. Let's say you encounter problems in the process, in the operation. So this will help you on how we can give immediate solution to the encountered problems. And of course, the purpose is to identify, correct, and eliminate the recurring problems or issues. We use this tool, for example, not to encounter the same problem again. Okay? And it establishes a permanent corrective action based on statistical analysis of the problem and focuses mainly on the root causes. What are the reasons why this problem occurs? That is what we call the root causes. Okay? Okay, so 8D has become the standard of auto assembly. So before, the 8 discipline are mainly uses by automotive industry. The more on, let's say, Toyota and other automotive industry. Also known as Global 8D. Ford 8D also use that particular tool, or what we call TOPS 8D, or Team-Oriented Problem Solving. What have you noticed with the left picture? The left one. This one. What can you say for that particular left picture? Working, or in the application of 8D, it should have a team. Okay? The team. So it's more on a diverse member forming a team. For example, the team must not come for one department only. For example, if you are in the manufacturing industry, or if you are in the service industry, let's say, or even in the academe, so the members of the team should come from the different department or the different process. Okay? And then, next please. Another part of the application ng 8D, it uses by the government. Okay? So, let's say in terms of the disposition system for non-conforming materials. When we say non-conforming, so probably during that time, they receive items with defects or materials with problems. So during that time, the US government applied the 8 discipline for us to identify what are the root causes of that particular department. Next, please. Another, the Ford Motor Company. So are you familiar with Ford Motor Company? So yeah, so they first documented the 8 method or the 8D method. So in a course manual entitled Team-Oriented Problem Solving. Okay? So it's more on the team approach. So anyway, the problem will not solve alone. We need to tap other members coming from the other team or from the other department. And also, this course was written at the request of the senior management of the powertrain organization of the automaker, which was facing frustration at the same problems that were recurring year after year. Let's say this year, they encountered a problem. The following year, they encountered the same problem again. That's why on the part of the Ford company, they applied the 8 discipline methodology. Okay, so what are the application? If there are major non-conformances, when we say non-conformances, those that not conform with the standard. Okay? So we need to apply the 8 discipline. Another, if there are a lot of customer complaints. Similar in the academe, for example, if there are a lot of complaints coming from the students, maybe we can use the 8 discipline. Why there are a lot of students complaining? Maybe we can check what are the root causes. Okay? Maybe, for example, is the problem under the management? Is the problem under the process? Is the problem under, for example, the environment? We can check the root causes, for example, in the case of the academe, why there are a lot of students complaining. Maybe on the part of the higher management, they can apply this tool in order for them to identify what are the root causes why this problem being occurred or being experienced. And recurring issues. During the first quarter, let's say they encounter problem of this type of defects, and then the following month, the same problem again happened. Maybe we need to analyze, and probably we can use this tool, the 8 discipline methodology. And of course, part of the application, it should be more on the team approach. So let's say on the part of the manufacturing, let's say you are joining in the company, let's say one of the member coming from the production department, the other member coming from the engineering department, probably the other coming from the quality or from the administration department, so that we can discuss a lot of issues why this problem being occurred. Okay? Next. Okay, let's start with the D0. So probably you will say there are the 8D, D1, D2 up to D8. Of course, everything starts with a plan, right? The moment you choose your degree during your senior high, you plan. What are the factors being considered? What are the pros and cons? If I will take this program, really? So everything starts with the planning. And the output of planning is the plan. So we will start with D0. Plan for solving the problem and determine the prerequisite. Okay, if you encounter problem during the process, you need to call a meeting and plan. You need to have the brainstorming, a series of arguing, and a series of questions coming from the members of the team. Okay? Did you experience that during your other subjects? If you, for example, you have your group projects, you have your group assignments, and then the members of the team have their brainstorming. Every members of that particular team suggests what to do in order for you to arrive with the right decision. Okay? Even in your daily living, you apply the planning. Next. Okay, we will start with D1. Of course, so you're going to have the team. So once you encounter problem, the first D, you need to set up a team. Okay? And then, establish a team of people with products process knowledge. Okay? So a while ago, I mentioned the team coming from, for example, the quality department, the production department, even in the engineering department. Okay? For example, in a specific team, you have the leader. The same with your group projects, you assign the leader, and then we have the member, or what we call, there is a team role. Who will be the leader and who are our members. Okay? And then we have, for example, in the actual setup in the manufacturing, you have the name and the position. Okay? Let's say the leader is the supervisor. Kunyari, example, Mr. X, the leader, and then the position is, let's say, the supervisor. And then the leader, for example, Mr. AB, the position, for example, team leader or the engineer, or for example, the production leader or the product leader. So we need to identify the title or the team composition. Okay? Do not form a team coming from one department only. Okay? Because we only focus for one department. We need to form a team, the members coming from different department. Okay? Okay, D2, second D. Define and describe the problem. Okay? You plan. For example, you identify a problem, let's say, or you encountered a problem. After that, we need to plan. If we already have our planning, we need to have the team. Then after forming a team, we're going to define and describe the problem. Okay? Okay, in describing the problem, we need to quantify that. We need to have the 5 W's and the 2 H. So you're always asking who, what, where, when, why, how, and how many. We need to quantify each, okay? In order for us to arrive with the best analysis in terms of the problem. Okay? Is it clear on your part? Okay, next sir. Example. High absence rate, for example, for economic section 2. Example, high absence rate. Or let's say this one, high absence rate on the production line A1 last August 2024, for example, 2024. We need to analyze what is the issue. Okay? The issue, of course, is the problem, high absence rate on the production department. When it's on August 2024, where the particular area or department, let's say on the production line A1, why? We need to analyze it by asking why. Why that particular problem occurs. Let's say for this example, so for the initial information, the most common reasons is tiredness and the management itself. Okay? That's why some of the workers or the employees did not come to work. Or even the student. Okay? Let's say, who is involved for that particular problem? The production operators, let's say of the production line A1. How? Of course, on the latter part of the discussion, we will analyze how that particular problem occurs and how many. We will quantify, for example, 10 out of 20 employees or operator are frequently did not come to work or have a high absence rate for that particular month. Okay? Next step. Next, D3. We need to develop interim containment plan. For example, there is a problem you encountered in the operation in the company. Of course, we need to have our immediate action. Okay? Did you understand? We need to have our immediate solution. Once we encounter during the process inside the company, so of course, as a leader, for example, as a supervisor or as an employee, we need to have our immediate solution. Otherwise, there is a negative effect on the whole operation if we will not give an immediate solution. Okay? So that will protect any customer from the problem until permanent corrective action is implemented. Once we encounter problem, we will be having our immediate or temporary solution, not to hinder the whole operation. That is D3. Okay? Next. Okay, this is just the example, for example, for D3. I just have the example because as what I have said, we're going to have our activity later. Okay. So for example, the operator, let's say we have a frequent or high absence rate. That is our problem, let's say in the operation. For example, we are the supervisor and we encounter high absence rate for our production line. If we encounter that problem, we need to provide temporary or immediate action. Okay? Not, for example, the whole line to stop and not to produce the product. Okay? So for example, there is a high absence rate for production line A1. Of course, as an immediate solution, we need to request the operator to render overtime, not to stop the operation. Okay? Or let's say, if there are target delivery to the customer, we require them to work even Sunday. Okay? So, in our case, in our university, the students can only come to the school 3 days. 3 days. For first year and third year, so they come to the university Monday, Tuesday only. And then for second year and fourth year level, they come to the university Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we, faculty members, are only coming from the university 4 days a week. We choose what particular day as long as we satisfy the 40 hours per week. In my case, I only come to the university Monday up to Thursday. So in our university, weekly is a long weekend because we only come to the university 4 days only. We started 7 in the morning, then we end our work 6 in the afternoon, 6 p.m. Okay, another temporary solution, for example, we encounter this problem at that moment during the operation, maybe we can borrow operator from the other department. Okay? Just to continue the operation. Next. Next, D4. Okay, what is D1? Plan. D2? What? D1, the D0, we need to plan. The D1, then we're going to formulate a team. The D2, define and describe the problem. Then we have the D3. We need to develop interim or immediate solution, temporary solution. Then for the D4, determine and identify the root causes and escape points. Okay. We mentioned that the problem are high absence rate for that particular line. So, for example, if you are working in the company, you did not allow to stop the line, right? You did not allow to stop the operation. Why? Because there is a negative effect on the target output for that particular day. And it's a domino effect, so we will have our problem also for the delivery of the product to our customer based on their target delivery. Am I right? Okay, so for the D4, so we're going to identify all the possible causes why this problem occurs, why we encounter this problem. For the perspective of an industrial engineering, we use the Ishikawa diagram or the fishbone analysis, and we use the 5 whys for us to identify why this problem occurs and what are the reasons why we encounter this problem. Or simply, we need to identify the root causes of that problem. Why there is a high absence rate for that particular month and for that particular department. Okay? Example, next please, sir. Before we proceed with the YY analysis and then the Ishikawa diagram, so there are 6 factors or causes, for example, why we encounter this problem. Probably one reason is because of the man or the people inside a particular organization. Let's say there is a lack of skill for the workers. Probably we encounter problems, right? There is a lack of training for that particular special process. Probably we can encounter problem. Am I correct? Next, lack of focus. let's say for the employees. Another, lack of information due to poor communication, no memorandum being received, okay, no letter being sent to particular department due to lack of communication. Another, when it comes to the craftsmanship, for example, when it comes to the lack of craftsmanship, we hire, let's say, employees not suitable to the position. Let's say the requirement must be, for example, a graduate of engineering, but you hire a graduate of agriculture. There is a mismatch in terms of the requirement. Another, fear of committing mistakes in the process. Let's say if that will be the mentality of the operator or the employees. Overconfidence can result to a disadvantage on the part of the operator. Let's say your employees or your subordinates are thinking all of the process are already known due to overconfidence or the overconfident of that particular employees. Another, impulses, let's say doing something without basis, and the attitude or the behavior. Let's say poor attitude, poor behavior of the workers. Okay? And there are a lot, for example, of the primary reason, let's say, why this factor in terms of the manpower will be the reason why the problem occurs. Another, next sir, the machine, for example, wrong parameters or the program. Another, defective component for that particular machines, broken mechanical parts, corrupted program, and others can be a factor why a machine will serve as a reason or the root causes why this problem being occurred. Okay? Next, the materials itself. So let's say we produce product and then there is a defective materials. That will be one reason or the root causes why this problem occurs. Probably they deliver the wrong part. Another, in terms of the specification of the materials, wrong specification, the wrong measurement. Another, in terms of the quality, substandard. Okay? We not follow, let's say, what is being prescribed in terms of the requirement of the customer. Another one, the expired materials in terms of, for example, you are on the chemical industry, and unevaluated new material. So because part of the standard, once a supplier delivered the material, we need to inspect it. If the materials being delivered complies with the standard set by our customer. Next. Another factor in terms of the measurement. Measurement or dimension, whether in diameter, whether in height, okay? So wrong unit measurement use, wrong specification, wrong measuring tools, for example, and the non-calibrated measuring tools, for example. Let's say your simple weighing scale, let's say being used in the laboratory, if there is not calibrated, what will happen to the quantity inside that particular plastic? Maybe there is a wrong quantity being put into that particular box or plastic if that particular machine is not calibrated. Simple example, your weighing scale. Okay? In the company, we used to calibrate it every process or every shift inside the company. Another, the method or the process being used while we are producing the product. Wrong information, because, for example, there is a product, let's say, being ordered by the customer. They will send the correct information or the specification together with the drawing of the product. Next, the criteria being used or how can we evaluate that particular product, whether in terms of the quantity or the physical appearance itself of the product. The wrong analysis, or for example, we are not following the standard operating procedure set inside the company, and the wrong process flow. When we say the process flow, is a step-by-step procedure from the raw material itself up to the last process that we are producing the product. We did not allow to skip from one process to another, okay? Then the last one, the environment. So what are the reasons? For example, in terms of the weather, the moisture or the humidity can affect, for example, the quality of the product. The temperature, extreme heat and extreme hot, there is a negative effect to the products. Okay? And some of the possible causes or reason why, for example, the environment will serve as a contributing factor why this problem being occurred. Okay? Okay, this will be the example. Actually, this is just an example, for example, of the Ishikawa diagram. But for you to easily use that particular diagram, we set it or we make it in a tabular form. Okay? So, for example, actually, the factors, the man, machine, method, material, measurement, and environment. So, this is just, for example, the standard. You can add or you can delete some of the factors. Okay? You can write all of that, and during the analysis, you can check what particular factor is applicable only. Okay? So, for the determination and the root causes analysis, for example, so why there is a high absence rate, for example, during our previous discussion. Let's say, in terms of the man as the factor, so probably the causes are the operators cannot focus. Let's say there is a newly hired employee. So there is a problem in terms of the communication towards the other co-workers. Okay? The lack of information, let's say, or the lack of knowledge of the operator or the man can contribute for that particular. So, for example, you are newly hired employees. If there are, for example, somebody that will not assist you, probably you are thinking, tomorrow I will commit an absent because I'm not familiar with the process. Somebody did not assist me, did not teach me. So I felt that I did not contribute much for the operation. Probably tomorrow I will commit absent. So for that particular Ishikawa, you need to have the factors, the causes, the person in charge, and the remarks. Remarks probably if it is okay or not, or if the investigation are ongoing. Okay? Another, machine. Process that uses a machine where a newly hired operators is not comfortable. For example, you are newly hired operator and you are new to the process on how we can use that particular machine. There are some of the employees during their 8 hours working in the company, you felt being tired or exhausted. Probably, you will say that tomorrow, I'm not comfortable to work again due to the pressure or the one that I felt being tired inside the company for that particular process. Another, for the method, so operators are having a hard time to the process in filing out leave. The same, for example, once you are in the real world of work, for example, when you join in the company, there are cases it's very hard to file a leave. It's very hard to file a vacation leave. You will encounter that once you join in a particular organization. Let's say, if there are a lot of target to be delivered, even you are feeling sick, some of your leaders, some of your managers, you are not allowed to file a leave because we need to comply with the set target to be delivered to the customer. So in the real situation, there are cases, it's very, very hard for us to file a vacation leave or even sick leave, especially if there are targets to deliver to our customer. Otherwise, if are always did not delivered on time, maybe our customer will look for another supplier. It's a loss on our part. Next, so another, it's more on, let's say, the part of the operator are having a hard time to please their superiors or leaders. Sir, I need to file a vacation leave because we have our family gatherings. Our superior or our immediate supervisor always saying, no, we have our target. We need to comply that and we need to deliver that on time. So that's why, so the operator just commit absent without any approved authorization from the particular immediate superior. And for the material, in this example, the material and then the measurement did not contribute why this problem occurs, and probably the environment itself, there is a contribution. Heavy traffic. There are companies, for example, in the Philippines, if you are late, they will not accept you to come to work. So might as well, the operator will just commit absent or absences for that particular day. The rainy season, it's very hard for us to come to work. And during the holiday season also. So we felt that it's okay to sleep than to come to work. It is right. Even in the school, for example, there are times that we felt it's okay to sleep in the house than to come to the class, especially if you have your 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning. Okay? Especially during your first classes in the morning, right? The same with the operator. They might as well not to come to work and stay at home. Okay? Next. Another, after that particular table, so we need to use the YY analysis. In order for us to determine the root causes, we need to apply the YY analysis. We're going to ask why until the root cause is determined. What is the problem before? High absence rate, right? Okay, high absence rate, that will be the problem. We asked why there is a high absence rate. Because the operator are being stressed, tired on their work, right? Why, for example, there are a lot of students absent for that particular subject? Because the students are being stressed, tired in their academic requirements, right? Okay, why the students are being stressed or the employee are being stressed, tired in their work? Because always rendering overtime and having a Sunday work. Okay? Did you follow? The same with the student. Why? The students are being stressed, tired on their, for example, academic requirements. Because the student are sleeping late at night due to many requirements given by the professor. Okay, why the operators are always rendering overtime and having a Sunday work? Because in order for us to achieve the target production plan output, why did you render, for example, too much time, or you sleep, for example, late in the evening, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning? Because, for example, you need to meet the deadline set by your professor in terms of the requirements. In the part of the students, why, for example, in the part of the employees, why we need to achieve the target production plan output? Because we need to comply on your customer's demand or plan. So, because, let's say in the real world, in the real work, so there is what we call the delivery schedule set by our customer. We need to comply or beat that particular deadlines. Otherwise, there is a negative effect in terms of the process on the part of our customer. Okay? Any question regarding this YY analysis? You're always keeping why, asking why, until the root cause is determined. Okay? So, you can apply this to your daily living, right? Okay? You can apply this. It is not specific to a certain program only. For example, it is not specific to engineering only, to economics only, to agri only. You can apply this to your daily living. Okay? Next. So, let's say part of the D4, you can present it in terms of the graphical representation. Okay? In order for us to present it clearly, so you can, for example, use what applicable, let's say, graphical representation to be used. Okay? Next, sir. Okay, D5. What is D1? Use team. D2? Define the problem. D3? Provide the interim, develop interim. What is D3? Provide the interim or interim plan or the temporary solution. D4. Okay, and we will now proceed to the D5. We need to verify the permanent corrective action. During our previous D, we need to have our temporary solution, right? For example, you encounter problem. You did not let the problem pass, let's say, the whole week or the whole day. From the moment you encounter problem, you need to provide immediate or temporary solution. Okay? For D5, we need to have the permanent corrective action or the permanent solution. Usually, through pre-production programs, quantitatively confirm that the selected correction will resolve the problem for the customer. We need to have the permanent solution to the problem being encountered. Okay? Next, sir. Example, for our permanent solution. What is our problem before? The high absence rate for that particular production line. Okay, what will be our temporary solution before? We request them to render overtime, right? Immediate solution, our temporary. We request them to render overtime, and we request them to come to work even Sunday. Okay? And another temporary solution, we borrow operator from other department just to fill in the one that incurred absences for that particular process. For the permanent corrective action, we need to provide the substitute operator. Okay? So for example, a certain company the one we practiced before when I was working in the manufacturing, we have our sets of operator. Once there is an absent, we call them immediately. That's why we instructed the employees, for example, you are not feeling well, you felt that you are not feeling well, you need to call an hours before, so that your superior or your supervisor are well informed. Then we will call our substitute operator. Okay? We instructed them to call us ahead of time so that we can call the substitute operator. Another, giving a rest day once in a week on every operator. Actually, that is being processed. We have our rest day. And wherein the substitute operator will serve as the replacement to the missing. Okay? So, actually, part of the best practice, we have our, the what we call the rest day per week. Okay? In our case, so we have our weekly is our long weekend because we come to the university Monday to Thursday only. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we don't have any activities. Yeah. So we come to the school 7 in the morning, then we go home 6 p.m. So we have a total of 10 hours per day. That is Monday to Thursday only. Okay? And then another, giving incentives to operator that has a good or perfect attendance. Part of the motivation when we are working in the company, we give monetary rewards to operator performing good attendance, or let's say the perfect attendance for the employees monthly. We give monetary rewards. And another, of course, same with your professor, we acknowledge the operator or line that has a good attendance. Okay? Same with the student, we acknowledge those performing students, part of the motivation. So that will be the permanent corrective action. Next, sir. Then part of the implementation, we need to validate. Part of the validation, so we need to compare. For example, if we're going to implement those permanent corrective action, we need to measure it. For example, we have our before and we have our after. We need to measure it, for example, for the next 2 months, assuming we're going to implement this solution, what will happen? Is it advantageous on the part of the organization or not? That's why we need to quantify. Okay? For our assessment later, so for example, you need to make it more on, we assume the value only, okay? But once you are working in the actual organization or the company, you can have those data for you to compare before and after implementing our permanent solution or corrective action. Then next, the D7, we need to take preventive measures. So part of the D7, we're going to modify the management systems, the operation system, the practices being implemented, and the procedures to prevent recurrence of this and all similar problems. So we have this example on the next slide. Okay, part of the D7, so we need to check the attendance weekly. Okay? Monitoring update in the production line. So we need to improve the management and strategy plan in production side that the company as well, their workers will benefit. And always hear and support our operators. Because one of the reason before during our discussion, it's very hard for us to file a leave, whether a sick leave or a vacation leave. So part of our preventive measure, we need to hear and support operators side regarding to their work problems and help to motivate them on their work. That's part of our preventive measures. And the next slide, probably the last D, of course, we need to congratulate the team. We need to recognize the collective efforts of the team, publicize your achievement, share your knowledge and learning throughout the organization. Okay? As a leader, as a manager, so for example, you will say, I would like to say thank you to all individuals who are involved in this, solving this issue, as well as to the people who helps even a small things, but they did not know help. It helps a lot. So cheers for a job well done. So that's part in terms of the motivation and the part of our superior or the manager. Okay? So this will be the summary in terms of the flow process chart on doing the 8D. Okay? Next step. So thank you, and any question before we come up to our activity? So we will give you, let's say, a problem, then you're going to apply D1 to D8. Question?
Is there any question? One of you? Or two of you? Or three of you? Okay. Many. please tell the name, so the department.
Good afternoon, sir. Before asking, I will introducing myself. My name is Muhammad Rizky Ramadhani from Informatic Engineering. Yes. A question: how to implement these 8 designs? We still a student. Thank you, sir.
Can you repeat the question?
Can you repeat the question?
How to implement these 8 designs? We still a student.
Okay.
Maybe how the student apply this 8D.
Okay.
Thank you,
Actually, you can apply this 8D methodology or the principle even though you're a student.
Yes, sir.
Let's say if you encounter problems, let's say to your thesis, probably you can assess. Let's say you identified the problem and you can assess the root causes. Even in your daily living, you can apply this 8 discipline methodology. Even in your group projects, you can assess or you can identify the root causes why this problem occurs. Why I am still here in UNWAHAS for 6 years? Maybe you can check using this methodology.
Thank you, sir.
Another question?
Another question? Okay. Please tell your name and also department.
My name is Robiatul. I'm from Informatic Engineering Department. How to build solid team in a project or job field?
Pardon.
How to build solid team in a project or job field?
How to build a solid team, in a project.
How to build a solid team. So it is required, for example, you are working in a certain organization that we need to get a team member coming from different department. For example, if you're working in the engineering department, please do not get 80 members coming from the engineering department only. Why? Because, for example, in the engineering department, if the problem is more on the quality, maybe we need to have team members from the quality department, from the production department, and even from the delivery department. Okay? So that's why based on the picture, what have you noticed? It's a diverse members. We have different colors in the picture. So we need to select team members coming from different departments.
Okay, another question? Okay. Okay, please tell your name.
Okay. Okay. So during the planning stage, we will assume there are a lot of brainstorming, and then we need to collect different suggestions coming from the team members. Do not decide alone. We need to have a collaborative decision in order for us to come up with the best output or plan or the solution for that particular problem. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Next. Is there any question?
Yeah. It's very good. You ask question all of the because this will not happen again. Yeah.
My name is Eka Salamaulida. I'm from Informatic Engineering Department. I have a question: how to choose the right person for a position in a team?
Okay. So that is the continuation of the another question before in terms of how can we come up with the solid team. So we need to select team members that is knowledgeable to the process, with solid foundation or with the concrete knowledge for the process. So that in terms of the selection. Okay? Do not, for example, do not choose team members who will not contribute to the growth of a particular team or group.
Okay. Enough? Okay, I think the material which present by Dr. Willy is a good material that we can apply in our daily. Such as doctor, we have a student organization in UNWAHAS.
Yes.
We call by BEM, B-E-M. This is organized by faculty, student in faculty or student in university. So in this organization, this from various department. Even if the organization from university, it is attended by various organization, even engineering, so education, so economic, so political, and etc. So in this organization, we have a leader, so secretary, finance, human resource, and etc. I think who will contribute in this student organization, you can apply what Dr. Willy present in this today.
Okay, so that's why I came up to the topic that is not specific for engineering, although I am from the engineering. So before we have the advanced information from Doc Hartati, that the students who will attend is not coming from the engineering department or the College of Engineering only. So that's why I think of a topic that will suit to all the students.
Is there any question?
Maybe they are asking question not to have the activity.
Because as we know, doctor, we have I am a lecturer. If I teach the student, so I give the assignment for them. The assignment is there are two part. Personal assignment or team assignment. So we divide maybe in one class there are 30%, so we divide into 5% and then 6 team. And in the 6 team there are leader and member. But I also always tell to them, the leader must can lead the member to be a good presentation and to be good assignment in their activity. Then even you are student, you can implement or apply what Dr. Willy said today to you as a student. So when you finish the academic in Universitas WAHID HASYIM, so you can plan what will you do after finishing the academic in UNWAHAS.
Yes, that's true. This is not only for engineering. For example, if you're in the economics, you're in the law, for example, why there are a lot of cases filed not being resolved, we can use this one. Why there is a decrease in terms of the sales or the profit, you need to use this one. Okay? So this is not intended for engineering only.
Maybe in economic it is very suitable, doctor,
Yeah.
because when we study about
Profitability.
marketing management, so we can in marketing management how to attract the consumer, so how to be stable consumer to be in our product. So also just now we at the last maybe in management department. Congratulations to the team, because if we do one project, we must congratulate to the team until they can say that, oh, we are in one team.
Yes, that's is true. For example, in the part of the management, you always saying why there is a low or small number of customer patronizing the product. This is a problem, right? Because this will have a negative effect in terms of your sales or profit. You can apply this one. you can analyze, you can check what are the root causes, why there are a small number of customers buy or patronize the product.
Okay, is there any question?
Question? So,
From another department? Law department, economic department? Enough? Okay, maybe Dr. Willy, what is your last statement for this visiting rector series?
so actually, based on this topic being presented, whether it is not only applicable to one scenario. So as long as, for example, you encountered problems, let's say you are working in different organization. So once you are encountering customer complaints, you're always asking why this type of problem occurs, why this type of problem encountered again the next month. So we can probably use this tool, the 8 discipline problem solving tools, regardless of your work or regardless of the organization, whether in the academe, in the manufacturing, or in the service industry. So let's say you encounter problems, you might probably remember this tool and you can apply this even in your daily living. Okay?
Give applause to Dr. Willy.
So before we come up, since it's too early, before we come up to our activity, sir, can you flash the last one? And then there is a quick evaluation for this particular activity. Next, sir. Next pa. Next, sir. This one. So you can scan the QR code and you do the evaluation for this particular activity.
Okay, all of you might do the evaluation in HTTPS form. You can scan the barcode. Okay, can you open it?
Is the
Yes.
QR code working? Can you open the... Okay, thank you. Mama, how many groups do we form? How many groups?
How many groups? Four groups.
So after your evaluation, we will form 4 groups, okay? To make it our discussion more fruitful. Because we will not repeat this moment again.
First and last.
Yeah.
First and last moment.
Finish?
Okay, have you feel it? Dr. Willy will divide all of you into 4 group, and then from here to here you can tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you stay 1, then you first group. So if you tell 2, and then you second group. Understand my statement? Of course, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1. After 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One. Beside you. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. After 3, 4. 4. 1. Oh, no. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, and then if you tell 1, and then the meaning is first group. So 2, second group, 3, third group, and 4, fourth group.
So that is one strategy because after your graduation, once you join to the certain organization, you will dealt with different types of people. Okay? So you need to come out to your comfort zone and dealt with other different type of people in that particular organization.
So do you want to do it this group or only tell them how to manage the group? Just now we divide into 4 groups, so you want to give the assignment or only tell them how to manage one group?
They will, let's say group 1 or number 1 will come to group 2.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay, after this, you can this in first group, second group, third group, fourth group. Okay, no. Pindah. Move into your group. First, second, third, fourth.
Then after the activity, we will choose one group to present their output. Okay.
Please hurry up, please stand up and do your group. Where is first group? Up your hand, first group. Second group. Third group. Fourth group. Okay. Give applause to all of you.
All of you already finished the evaluation? Because if there is no evaluation, we will pay all our tickets to Cavite State.
Okay, please finish your evaluation because it is to give the easy way for Dr. Willy.
Okay, so since we have group 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're going to give you one problem only. Then later, so we will pick what group who will present their output. So the problem, high rejection rate. High rejection rate. Let's say you are working in the company, you are working in a certain industry, and then you encounter high rejection rate, rejects defective products. High rejection rate of the products. That is the problem. Then you do the D1, D2, D3, up to D8. The rejection rate, we are pertaining to the product, the output, okay? So that will be the problem.
Can you understand? The problem is high rejection of the product. Rejection is cacat. Bukan. Produk gagal. Produk yang gagal diproduksi sehingga tidak bisa dijual ke konsumen. So after you know the problem, you can arrange 8D. 8D that have been present with Dr. Willy. What the D1? Use the team. D0 is plan. D1 is use the team. Please arrange with your team. Understand? Understand? Please do discussion with your member of team, not by yourself. Okay.
Do you want to flash the presentation? Let's say D1, D2, D3.
Can you see the flow chart? This is D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, and D8.
Since we are only allowed until 3 p.m., sir? 3 p.m.? So we still have 15 minutes. So maybe we can do it in a group. So the problem is high rejection rate. Sir, can you flash the let's start with D1. You will be the one to answer, okay? For example, assuming you already have your team, the D1, and next, sir. And the problem is high rejection rate. So we need to quantify, or we're going to use the 5 W's and 2 H. Okay, so next. Okay, what is the issue? High rejection rate. Okay, and when? For example, month of September, example, 2024. Where, for example, let's say a certain production area in the company. Why is it there is a high rejection rate in your case? Okay. Yeah, okay. Why there is a high rejection rate? Okay. In your case, for example, why there is a high rejection rate? Probably, why? Why there is a high rejection rate?
Maybe because of low skill of the
Yeah,
man.
very good. Maybe due to the low or lack of skill of the operator. Or another, newly hired operator, because they are not familiar with the process itself. Okay, who is involved? Let's say the operator operating in the particular production or line. And then how many? For example, 30% of that particular products on that particular month are considered rejects. Okay. Next, that's for the D2. Okay, you're going to assess or analyze based on 5 W's and your 2 H. Okay, maybe once you graduate, you can practice this one, particularly when you encounter problems in your designated work. Okay, next, sir, D3. We need to develop interim the containment plan. What will be our immediate solution? We encounter high rejection rate of that particular product. What will be our temporary solution or our immediate solution? Let's say you receive failing grades. What will be your temporary solution? Example.
Promoting the product.
Promoting the product. For example, we are talking with the rejects. The rejects. So if we encounter, for example, reject, what will be our initial solution?
If you have the reject product, so what the solution for your industry?
Immediate. Probably some of you will say, we need to come up with the emergency meeting. Okay? We need to come up with the emergency meeting. Another, probably you can investigate it initially. The root causes of the problem. Okay? And then, sir, D4. Okay. So, we're going to develop the interim, the D3. Sir, next, D4. What are the root causes of the problem? Why we encounter high rejection rate of the product? According to ma'am, low skills, what else? Low marketing. What else?
Bad material.
Defective materials. Low quality of materials. Very good. What else? Defective machine also is a cause or the root cause of the problem. What else? At the back. Maybe the attitude or the behavior of the workers can contribute. The price. And the price will not part of the root causes because of that particular rejects. What else? What are the root causes? Problem with measurement or the dimension. What else?
The method in processing.
The method in terms of the processing, because the operator did not follow the standard operating procedure inside the company. What else? The operator is not efficient enough to perform the operation. What else? What are the root causes? In determining the root causes, you consider our 6 factors. Is it man, machine, methodology, what else? The materials, the machine, and the environment. Okay? So, ma'am will give you the presentation later so that you have your own copy. Okay? In determining the root causes, use the 6 factors. Okay? Next, another. Sir, enter. Next. And part of the determining the root causes, you're going to use this one. So you can list all of them, the 6 factors, and then check what is applicable only. There are cases that all factors is not applicable. You can choose what will be the applicable based on the problem. Okay, is it clear? Okay, next. Then this one, the why analysis. Why there is a high rejection rate for product B? Because then you might have the answer. Then after that, you ask again why and then answer until we determine the final causes of the problem using the why analysis. Is it clear on your part? And then next. Then the D5, we're going to have our permanent solution. Let's say we encounter high rejection rate. What will be our permanent solution? Rejects is not okay on the part of the company because we waste a lot of time, money, and also we did not meet the target to be delivered to the customer in terms of the quantity being ordered. What will be our solution? Maybe part of the solution in order for us to eliminate the rejects being encountered, to practice implementing the standard operating procedure inside the company. What else can we add in terms of the permanent solution? Provide orientation, the regular orientation, especially to the newly hired employees. And also, there are cases we're going to send them to training to upgrade their skills and efficiency. So, not all solutions are the same. It is based on the problem. It is based on the problem. And for the D6, so it's very easy on your part once you are working in your real work, in the real industry. So because you already have your data. the before and the after. You need to compare it so that you can check if your permanent solution is okay on the part of the operation. Okay? You need to compare it. And part of the comparison, who are the economic students here? Who are the economics?
Up your hand who are economic student.
Part of the comparison, you need to compute the cost, right? If we implement this permanent solution, so we need to have the cost analysis. We need to have the cost-benefit analysis in terms of the profitability of the company. Okay? And D7, so we need to have the preventive measures. In order for us not to encounter the same problem again, we need to have the preventive measures. Okay? Send the operator to training, provide regular orientation, and then provide, for example, different strategies that will help the employees upgrade their skills and so on. Okay? These 7, these are the preventive measures in order for us not to encounter the same problem again. Okay? And of course, the last D, one of the most important, we need to congratulate the team members. That is part of the motivation for the job well done, executed or being exerted by different members in the team. Okay? Any question? We need to enjoy this moment because it's a once in a lifetime experience on our part. So, question.
Is there any question?
Oh, we still have time.
Okay, is there any question from EKD problem solving process?
Did you learn something new during our discussion? Did you acquire new knowledge pertaining to this topic?
Do you get new knowledge from these topics? Hello? Hi? Do you get new knowledge from this topic?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Willy. The time for your presentation about discipline methodology. So, thank you for your long journey from Philippines to Indonesia. Just I hear that you have in the 12 hours in Singapore. Actually, 12 hours. Oh, is that any information before that you have you must stay 12 hours in Singapore? But you can around in Singapore inside the airport because the Singapore is very narrow, so you can take a journey in Singapore. So thank you for your long journey, 20 hours in Singapore. So from Jakarta to Semarang 4 or 5 hours. Give applause for Dr. Willy. Okay, thank you very much for your coming and applause for all of you. Okay, before finishing the agenda today, we will take picture first. You can stand up first.